Alright guys and girls, welcome to another episode of Astral Auto Repairs. Can you dig it? Alright, check it out. Today we got a 2001 Chevy Tracker. And what I'm about to do is show you how to replace the left side, that's the driver's side, catalytic converter. Now this converter is, it comes with the exhaust manifold. So, wow, that's gotta be kind of expensive. I'm not sure. Customer got the part, and what we're doing, if you check out our other videos for the Chevy Tracker, go on the playlist. We had a code PO420. That's catalyst efficiency below threshold. So we're going to be replacing that today. All right, let's get right to it. Get our tools and all, and we'll be right back. All right, here's our catalytic converter and exhaust manifold right here. And you know what? Let me go over here and show you. Here's the new one right here. And the new one is pretty cool. The new one comes with the heat shield already. But we're going to have to take this heat shield off because we got to get to the bolts right there and on the other side. So we got to take that one off. But before we do that, we got to take this one off. Now I'm not worrying about snapping the bolts on this because we it don't matter. So just like that one, guys, got 3 10mm bolts. 1, 2, and down here there's number 3. And we can see by, you know what, let's make this easier. We got this big brace right here that's going across the engine. Let's get this thing out. It looks like 14mm bolts, 3 on this side and 3 on the other side. Matter of fact, let's get that off first so we can easily get this thing out of here. All right, I'll be right back. All right, here we go. Now before we do anything, you know what we're gonna do? Let's get us a little marker just in case so we can make sure this bracket goes back the same way and there's not one side mixing with the, can cross them up. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put a yellow mark right here, and I'm going to put a yellow mark on this one, so I know now those two sides go together. And what I'm going to do here is get my 14mm half-inch drive impact socket and get my half-inch drive air gun. Where's our air over here? Let's get our air. Set this up. All right, let's get those 3 bolts first. And this bracket actually looks like I can just loosen up the 2 bolts and it'll slide off, but I ain't trying to. Wow, that thing actually moved the whole thing, moved the whole car out the way, so we might have to pry that back or something to get that back in alignment. And let's go over here and get these 2 now. Okay, we got all 6 bolts out. Down out on this side. What we're gonna do is take this bracket, move it out of the way, and what I'm gonna do is just take the bolts and put them back in there, and that way we don't lose them, don't misplace them or anything. I love doing this right here. All right, so let's go over here. And we got little vacuum holes right here. We're just gonna slide up under that one and take that out and set this to the side. And that way that thing is out of the way. And let's get our other 3 bolts over here and set this in here. Alright, the next thing we're going to do while I'm putting this in here, I'm going to remove this little bracket right here. Now what this bracket is for is that's when you're pulling out the engine, the chain or strap will hook up to that little loophole right there, that little eyelet. So I get this thing back in. Alright, so we look up under here, we got 2 bolts right there. And they look like 12mm. Let's get us a 12mm and take those off. Right back. Alright. Let's get a good Okay, and I got me a 12mm deep 3/8 drive socket with my air ratchet, 3/8 drive. I'm gonna go over here. Take those 2 bolts out of there. All right, now these bolts I'm not gonna put back in there because I don't want it to be in the way when I take off that shield. But what I'm gonna do is put this to the side, and then we're gonna move on to the next step. All right, now we can see these 3 bolts better. We got 1, 2. It was bad. This one looks like it's like inset in there. I might just pry that thing right out instead of taking it off. It looks like it's rusty around here anyway. We got one right here. So what I'm gonna do, got me a 10mm wrench. I got a 12 point. You might want to use a 6 point on this, and we're gonna see if it, now it doesn't matter since we're replacing it. It doesn't matter if it breaks or not. I really don't care. Oh, yeah. Now if I wanted it, being that I wanted it to break, it won't break. This is bull. So let me use my opening now. Cause I'm wondering, cause I got like very small space between there to put a ratchet. Yeah, ain't no way I can get a ratchet in there with that. So, but what I can do is get me a speed wrench. But you know what? Let's try. You know what? Let's work with that in a minute. Let's work with these 2. All right. Now what I got here is an 8.5-inch 3/8 drive extension with my 10mm deep 3/8 drive socket. And what I'm going to do here is hook it onto that one. Let's get us a ratchet, and I might just pry that away. Or if I have to, I'm going to take a hammer and beat that on to try to get it up there. All right, let's check that out. Very back. All right, back. And got my little carpenter's hammer. Let's go down here and see if we can beat this one on. Yeah, that ain't working. So I'm gonna try the other one. Get my ratchet, see if that one came right off. So I'm gonna get a pry bar and take that other one out. And I'm gonna see if I can just pry it off of there. Just like I said, it don't really matter. There's one. It doesn't really matter because we ain't gonna reuse it anyway. Alright, so let me get a speed wrench and get that other one off. Bear back. Alright. Got me a little 10mm speed wrench. It's like a little ratchet in there. This thing is cool. So what I'm going to do is now go down here. Well, you got the idea. That's what I'm doing. Try my hand. Yeah, I'm gonna get 2 hands. We're gonna get that off. I'll be right back. All right, we got it just about out. Okay, now let's see if this thing moves. Better be careful, this thing is very sharp. You can see it's loose. And what I'm gonna do here is take me a pry bar. Pop that right off just like that. Look at that. Yeah. Alright. Let's get the shield off of there. Okay. Now there's our exhaust manifold. And this is what we got here. Look like 12mm bolts. Yes, it is. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna get some WD-40 because we got a stud over here. It looks like we got a stud right down in there. That one got oil in it, so I'm good with that one. But this one I'm not so sure about, so I'm gonna get some WD-40 and spray that down a little bit. And we're gonna look on the, let me see if we got another bolt up on here. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bolts and nuts all together. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nuts and 2 bolts, 12 millimeter. So let's get some WD-40, and we're gonna take out all the bottom ones. We're gonna take out just this top one right here, and we're gonna leave those 2 in. Then we're gonna go up under there and disconnect it from the pipe. And matter of fact, what we're gonna do is we got an O2 sensor right over here. And there it is right there. We're gonna have to unplug that. Let's see here. Turn this around. Should be a little tab though. No, okay. Let's turn this back around the other way. There it is. Alright. I figure they could do this a little better. Gotta unhook that thing. You know what? Let's go get some WD-40 and spray that in the meantime. Alright? I'll be right back. Alright, got me a nice little can of WD-40 here. And what I'm gonna do here is spray that. Not heck with it, huh? Spray all of them. Heck with it. Okay. Spray them. Get a little crazy up here. Alright. So while that's setting, now I'm gonna reach in there, and there's a little opening. I can show you on the top half of that you got to pick that little tab up and unplug it, and you might have to do this with 2 hands. So I'm gonna try to reach in there with 1 hand. Dang it, let's unplug it. It came right off, didn't it? That was cool. So there it is right there. You see that one right there? You got to pick that up just a little bit and unplug it. So we're good to go right there. You know, matter of fact, you know what? Let's do this another way. Let's jack this car up. Take off the bottom. I didn't want to do that because then I gotta let the car back down to get out here and get this. But we're gonna jack it up, get it up on a jack stand, get up under there, and take off those 3 at the bottom. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, here we go. Got a car jacked up, got it up on a jack stand. Now, if you're jacking your vehicle up on soft dirt or something, even though it's got heavy rocks in it, you want to make sure you get a set of base for your jack stand, because that jack stand will sink in the ground and the vehicle will crush you. And as an added security, I left my hydraulic jack right up under it. Now, we got our cardboard set out here, and now I don't need this. I really don't need the WD-40 because, just like I said, we really don't care if the bolts break or not. But if you care and you just happen to need that, you want to get your WD-40, get some rags down there, and spread them out because it's going to drip a little bit. And let's go up here. And there's our exhaust pipe right there. And up there, you see our the 3 nuts where we going to reach up there and we're going to spray them a little bit. 1, 2, 3. The heck is flying around me? Dang it. Okay, I got them soaked down, and you want to let those set for a minute. That's if you're going to reuse them. Man, look at this, man. That thing's, imagine if I had to take this off right here. That thing don't like it. I don't care how much WD-40 you use. That ain't coming off of there. Dang it. I hope I got loosened at that. Alright. The next thing we're going to do, guys, is... The next thing we're going to do is we got a 9-inch, half-inch drive extension. Then I got a short 1-inch wobble extension. You see the wobble right there? That's so when you put it onto the socket, it'll be like a swivel socket. Not as much as a swivel, but you can see it's like that. See how it swivels? That's cool. And this is a 1/2-inch drive, 14 millimeter deep socket. Alright, now what we're going to do is go up under here. Now, if you're going to reuse the bolts, if you're trying to save it, you want to use a 1/2-inch drive ratchet on this. and slowly loosen them up. And then use your air gun. Me, because I said I'm not carrying, so I'm gonna hook up my air gun. What the heck, got dirt in there? What the heck? What the heck I get dirt in here for? How the heck I get dirt in? Damn. Do right back in. Alright, got this on there. And let's get this set up here. Alright, let's get up under here. And let's go for the one over here first. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. One. As I said, if I was saving this, I'd have snapped it off by now. So that's how it goes. Alright, let's go number 2 right here. Okay. Number 2. Go back up there. Let's get number 3. Good job. We got all 3 bolts right here. All right, now let's get from under here. Now see, I'm not the tallest person in the world. But now we got this vehicle jacked way up high. So now I can't even get up there and do it. So what I'm gonna actually do here is pull our cardboard and everything from under it. I can get a step ladder or something, but nah. Take it out of there, and I'm gonna let this vehicle down. All right, be right back. All right, now we're ready to get our bolts out of here. Now what you want to do is you want to make sure you get a socket or extension, whatever, put together enough to come just out from the exhaust system. Don't want it too long or don't want it too short. So what you're going to do is get you a 4-inch 3/8 drive extension and a shallow 12mm 3/8 drive socket with your 3/8 drive ratchet. And what I'm going to do is start all the way this one down here in the corner. And what I want to do is loosen it up. Okay, I can take that off. Now this one, see how close I am to the steering shaft? So there's no way I'll probably get an air ratchet in there. So I probably gotta do that with my hand. But also what I want to do, and pay attention how I got my hand right here, so you can reach up under there and take that bolt, take that nut right off of there. And here we go. Got one off, and it came off pretty easy. And now if you're living in a climate where there's a lot of snow and ice and all that, you definitely want to do this by hand first and break them loose. Make sure they are loose before you hit an air ratchet. Use an air ratchet because you can break them off. See, so I know these are coming loose right here. Okay. And we got the 3 at the top. 1. Wow. 2. A lot of shops do not like, and they will not, mess with exhaust manifolds because they're afraid of them breaking. But you let the customer know, hey, if it breaks, I'll try my best to loosen it up, but if it breaks, this is how much it's going to cost. All right, now we got all the rest of them loose. So now we're gonna go up under here, and if you can see right between there, can you see right between there? Mm-hmm. Okay. go ahead and take this off. Sometimes it's hard to get your fingers in there, but I got my fingers in there. This one this one's coming out like it's not supposed to actually. Because see, this one supposed to have the nut supposed to have came off, but the whole stud and everything came out, which is good. That's all cool. We just remember where that one goes at. Dang it. Alright, now since we got those out, the other ones are pretty easy to get to. So let me get my 3/8 drive ratchet. Reach in here. And you want to be very careful not to drop it. Okay, there's one. Then we got one down here on the corner over here. Okay. And a good idea, what you can do is put a nice big piece of cardboard under the vehicle where you're working at, just in case it drops. It don't drop in the ground and you know exactly where it's at. All right. All right, looks like we got another one. The stud came out. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put this a little bit away by itself because I know that one goes to the top. All right, let's go in. And we got 2 bolts right on the top. So you know the 2 bolts go right there. All right, let's see now. Make sure we got everything loose because I think we do. So this thing should come loose here. We know it's not. So I want to make sure we got all the bolts. 1, 2, 3. Nope. So all together we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bolts. There's another stud I feel right up under here. So let's get that. Get our socket on. Okay. Up under there and take it off. There we go. Alright, there it is. Alright. Now, let's see if this comes out of here. I know we got the 3 bolts off of there, so this thing should have came right up. Okay, let's see if this thing slowly wiggle itself out of there. It looks like, uh-oh, don't let that O2 sensor be in the way. Dang it. I was hoping to get that out without that. We're gonna have to take that O2 sensor off of there. You know what? I'm not even arguing. Alright. I'll be right back. Alright, let's get this off. What I got here, I got a 7/8 wrench. And usually you would have to get an O2 sensor socket, which is right here. Here's one of them. But and I can probably use this also, but I like using a wrench. I like to get the whole socket, grab the whole thing. Now what I'm gonna do is take my WD-40. Watch down there. I'm gonna spray that a little bit. And let's see if my wrench can get over this plug. Now sometimes the plugs are too big and you can't do it. Let's see, because this one looks kind of small. Let's get it in. Let's see if it... Oh, cool. Okay. It goes over it. Okay, there we go. Let's see if we can take that up. Hey, look at that. That is perfect. I am definitely lucking out on this job. Because it seems like all the bolts, nothing's tight and messed up. Alright, let's get this off. Let's see if I can reach down there and unscrew this by hand now. Oh, yeah. There we go. Got our O2 sensor out. Now let's see if this thing can come up out of here. Oh, you gotta suck. Dang it. Okay. Okay, this sucks. Alright. Okay, we got over here. We have the steering linkage. And it looks like I'm going to have to move this out of the way. And it looks like I have one bolt right there. And if I turn on the other side, I'll probably have another bolt. Or what happens if I take the oil filter out? I'm starting to go through a project, ain't I? Because if I take the oil filter out, that might give me enough room to go forward. What do you think?
Go with that.
You go with that? Mm-hmm. Alright, so that's what Sylvia said. So if it don't work, we know who to blame. Let's go get us a pan. We're going to get this oil filter off. Be right back. Alright, let's get our pan. We're going to slide it up under the car. Pretty much where our oil filter is. Alright, now I got me a little oil filter wrench. I like this little grab one here. And what we're going to do is reach down here and take off the oil filter. Okay, I got to move this pan back a little bit more. Okay. Now you're not gonna lose all the oil, but you know.
I need the filter too.
Yeah. Dang it. Yeah. All right. You heard it fell down in the pan. We're good. All right. Now let's see if. Let me get a rag. So my hands off. All right. Now let's see if this will come out of here.
If you can't get it out, that's true. There's plenty of room.
It is not plenty of room. Why'd you freaking look at that? That is not no plenty of room. Dang it.
It's a puzzle. Figure it out.
Yeah, it's a puzzle. I gotta take off this.
You can't put it in the same spot where there's those studs and that line right there. Move it over. No.
You know, it's easier to say that. You know that?
It's a puzzle.
Okay, I got a puzzle for you. What is this right here? What is that? That looks like it's this looks like, I don't know if this looks like a connector tube or something. Let me turn the wheel a little bit. Let me know when to stop. And this right here is straight up, so I can get a socket to it.
Socket to it.
Yeah. Yeah, if I had the key.
Why don't you?
I don't know what size is that anyway. That's a 12 millimeter.
Why can't? What? I think. Okay.
Huh?
If you slide it.
Yeah, why you? Who told me the oil filter thing will work?
Yeah, but then you have to maneuver it.
I have no idea what I'm taking apart here. I have no idea what this is, but hey. Taking apart something, I have no idea what the heck I'm taking apart.
Does that come apart?
It looks like it locks into place, but whoa. Take a little hammer. You know, that still doesn't look like it's gonna come out of there.
Yeah, just you gotta move that thing down.
What thing?
That thing you just took apart is coming up with you. There you go. Now you're showing a little stick over there. There you go. You got it.
Dang it!
There you go.
There we go. All right, let's go over here. Match up to the new one. Here we go. Yeah, it looks pretty same. What we got to do here is take off this. Got the 3 10mm bolts. Take off this heat shield because I can't get to all the bolts in there. See how the bolts are going in, so they're in the way. So I gotta take that off.
So why they put it on there?
I have no idea. And we got a new gasket here. I'm gonna see if there's a. Let's go over here and see if there's another old gasket we gotta take off. Yeah, it is. There it is, right there. So we're gonna put our new gasket on there. And on there, he got an exhaust manifold gasket here. This is metal. The metal gaskets are the best gaskets. Do not get the ones with cardboard and metal on the outside. They will burn out. All right. And what I'm noticing here also, I'm not sure if this is the WD-40, but if you look in there, it's kind of wet. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And if that's from the valve stem seals or something, and oil getting inside that exhaust manifold, that will definitely mess up the cat. So we definitely gotta let the customer know about this, because this thing does got pretty much miles on it. All right, so we're gonna go over there and take those bolts off of there, get that heat shield off, and we're ready to set this thing back down. We'll be right back. All right, we're down to our last 10mm bolt. Take a shield off. There we go. Get them fly, right? There's some big fly. All right, we're ready to set this back on. So what we're gonna do is open up our little bag of goodies here. Get our new gasket. Let's go set that in there, and it's gonna set. It seals up right about just like that, okay? And you notice there's two ends to this, a little rough side and a little flat side. That flat side right here is gonna go to the exhaust system. All right, so let's go over here. First thing we're gonna do is set this down right on top. Make sure that stays into place. And if you want, you can use a little red silicone or something to keep that into place. Matter of fact, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. Get a little red silicone just so I don't hit that out of the way. All right, I'll be right back. All right, got a little red silicone right here. Just put a bead around it. Just set that down so in that way it stays into place. So when we're putting this new one down there, it don't come off or nothing. All right, let's get this thing. Hopefully it just sets down in there. Okay. Let's see here. Manhandle that thing down there. I wasn't doing nothing. Forget that. All right, now what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna leave this to the side because why?
You have to put the O2 sensor back in.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good reason. All right, so we're gonna put the Sylvia said put the O2 sensor back in. Now before you put the O2 sensor right back in, what you want to do is get some anti-seize to put on the threads, because if not, these threads will seize up into the manifold. Thinking I should have brought some out when I was over here, but oh well. Let me go get some, and I'll be right back. All right, here we go. Got some anti-seize here. I hope I got enough in here. It don't take much. Just want to get it. Just put a little bit around the threads like that. Then take your finger and go around. Do not get none on those ports in there. Those are those ports where the gases go through, so this O2 sensor can read. And if you clog it up, it will not read right. And then you're going to end up throwing a code. There we go. And dang it. Okay. We're going to go down there and get the O2 sensor started. Perfect. Let's get our 7/8 wrench. Okay, and let's tighten that up. This don't have to be super tight. Just when it stops, just go a little bit more. Great. Take it back off. Now, if we want, we can make it easy for ourselves and put the oil filter back on, but nah. Now this is the way it's like a little puzzle now. Now we got to put the studs back down into the pipe, where the three nuts go at, and at the same time line these up. And that's why we wanted you to put that silicone up there. Great, that's lined up. Now we just need to get it lined up with these studs. And we'll be in. And as I can see, I'm close, but not enough. So what I'm going to have to do here is get a pry bar and pry right between here just to back this up just a little bit. And hopefully perfect. Look at that. That went up there just great. Just great. We're in the home stretch right now. Now, we're not going to worry about this shaft yet. Now, if you notice though, see the shaft right there? See how there's like a dirty spot? A dirt line right there. So I know now where my alignment is on this, where to put that back. But what I'm going to do is leave that off for now. We're going to start putting our bolts back in. Now, as I can recall, this one right here and this one right here was the bolts. Okay, then we have a stud over here. And then we got one stud over here that came out all together. Right here, right between here.
What's the difference between a stud and a bolt?
Okay, this is a bolt. Just a head on it. That's it, nothing else. Flat head. A stud has just like a bolt, but see the other end is threads on both sides where you can put the nut on it. Oh. And that's the difference. Now, what I need here is what I'm going to do, because I can't, let me see if I can't reach up under here.
Somebody's hunting around here.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get this one started by hand. Yeah, this is kind of difficult to start by hand. So what I'm going to do here is take my tool, my 4-inch 3/8 drive extension or my 12mm socket, put it in there like that, and now I can go in there and get that lined up and started. And you can see that's being started right there. Alright, now let's reach up under here and put the rest of the nuts on it. We'll make sure you go on by hand first so you're not cross-threaded. Dang it, man. Alright, so I'm going to get these on and I'll be right back. Alright, now we're going to tighten this up. Now when you tighten this up, you got to start from the center and work your way out. So what we're going to do is start from underneath, because we got 3 right here for this center port. So we're going to start from the middle one down there, then come up, and then go down. And then start working our way around. Center one, and we're going to go to the ends. Make sure this is on. Then we're going to tighten up the last 3 and we'll be right back. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is, you know what, before we forget, let's take our O2 sensor over here and let's plug this up. I can find the plug for it. You figure they'd make these wires a little bit longer. So if you bring it out here. Alright, we got that plugged up. Next thing we're going to do is grab our shaft right here, our steering shaft, and there it is. Alright, now what I need to do, and I can see a little mark right there where it was at. So where the stopping point. I'm gonna see if I can move it up by hand. Which a little bit, you know what, make it easier for myself. Hammer time. All right. Bring that up right till it lines up with that mark. Perfect. Here we go. Now let's get our two 12mm bolts. Put them in there. All right. Let's get our ratchet. Where's our ratchet? Okay, got a 12mm 3/8 drive shallow socket with 3/8 drive ratchet. We're gonna go in here. We're gonna tighten these bolts up. All right, be right back. All right. I want to make sure these are nice and tight because I don't want this thing to drop down and then the person be turning the wheel and he got nothing. So you want to make sure this is really tight. All right, we're looking good. We're just about done. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to jack this vehicle up and then we're going to put the 3 bolts in on the bottom holding up the pipe. All right, a matter of fact, we could put the shield on now, but you know what? Why not?
What about the oil filter?
I can get that from the bottom also. So you know what? Let's get our shield. All right, let's get our shield down here. All right. Get our 3 10mm bolts that came with it. All right, and what I'm going to do is tighten these bolts up, jack the vehicle up, get it up on a jack stand, and we'll be right back. All right, here we go. Got our car jacked back up, got our jack stand up under it. Let's get up under here with our three new nuts. Got our tool, got our oil filter wrench. And let's get up under here. All right, look at that, everything lined up great. I like that. So what we're gonna do is start this off by hand. Let's go to put our, let's put up in here. So in that way we don't cross thread them or anything. There we go, there's one. There's two, come on, two. I keep saying two, but it ain't going on. There we go. Number 2. And right up under there is number 3. Gotta be like a contortionist, man, to get these bolts on. All right, look at that. We got them on. Let's go out here, hook up our same tool, our 9.5 inch extension, 1/2 inch, 9 1/4 actually, 9 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch drive extension, our 1 inch wobble socket, and our 14mm deep 1/2 inch drive. And get our air gun here. Go up here and tighten them up. Starting off with this one. Okay, go to the next one. And let's go over here to the last one. Make sure that's nice and tight. Great. Now we're gonna go into our oil filter or oil drain pan here, clean up the oil filter, and put the oil filter back on. All right, right back. All right, we got our oil filter back on down there. Everything's looking good. We are done up underneath. You know, wiped it off down there. All right, next I'm gonna do, let's let our car back down because we're done up underneath. Let's let it down, and we're gonna put our last bracket on. Right back. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is let's put one of these brackets back on, and we're gonna put the one on for that holds up the engine in case you want to take the engine out. So we got our little bracket right here, two 12mm bolts. Let's put them back into place. Okay. Then got our 12mm deep 3/8 drive. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is take off our 6 bolts. I thought those vacuum on, ain't a vacuum on. Let's go on to there. Take off our 6 bolts. Let's back this up some. There we go. Just hold on that big brace, that big bar going across. Alright. And while we're over here, let's get our bar. And remember, we marked it. There's that yellow mark. So I know that goes to the driver's side. So it goes up under that cable. Just like that. Okay, let's go over here. Take these 3 out. Okay, bring on. Make sure it goes. Dang it. Over just like that. Make sure the side goes on like that. And let's get our, and actually look at that, even marked R for the right side. Alright, well, we're gonna just put these in just by a few threads. And actually, you know what I might do? Leave that so I can move that back and forth. But I remember when I took this off over here, it wasn't all that lined up too well. Yeah, there we go. See that? It ain't really lining up. It's trying to give me a hard time. But that's no problem. I can fix that. I'm Astral. Okay, better went in there. If not, I would have took a pry bar right between there and pried that back a little bit. Which looks like I'm going to have to do right there. All right. Yeah. Oh, okay. Never mind. Oh, I got that in there. I ain't playing around. Will this one line up though? And I still might have to get a little screwdriver. Let's get a screwdriver so we can maneuver this around. Right back. All right, got me a little flat screwdriver. And what I can do is just put it between there. You can see I can move that. And see how that bolt right there lines up. So what I'm going to do here, as a matter of fact, let's get you set up right about here so you can watch this in case you got to do it. All right. Bolt went right in there, no problem. And if I want to, I can adjust it over here too a little bit. Turn that one. Okay. All right, we got the bolts in. I'm gonna get this other one, this last one on the other side. We're going to take our 14 millimeter. We're going to tighten those up. And when I tighten them up, I'll be back. All right, the next step is we got to clear the check engine light. So we put up the car, and I already got the Actron hooked up under the dash to the right of the steering column. That's where the plug is at. And what we're gonna do is put the key on. And let's see here. And, vehicle diagnostics. We're gonna see if it pick it up. Auto ID, enter. Please wait. Takes a little bit to start communicating with the vehicle. Alright, auto ID is not supported. Do we want to proceed with manual? Yes, we do. Alright, so we're going to have a US. We got a 2001, so we scroll down to 2001. Let's see if we go with a truck. Chevy. Let's see if we got the tracker. There we go. There's the tracker. Okay, this is the 2.5. Alright. And let's see what we got now. Okay, now what it's doing is detecting the modules that's present on the vehicle. Engine, transmission, ABS, SRS for the airbag. Okay, now it's reading the codes. Okay, ABS, it has an ABS code, ECM2, and OBD2 has 4, but you don't have to worry about that. Now hit enter. 171, system too rich, confirmed. Alright, so it was clear the last time it was here. So what we're going to do now we just got a system too rich. Now when you got a system too rich, that means there's not enough air. So when you get that, you want to check your air filter. Make sure it's not clogged up. That'd be the #1 thing. As a matter of fact, you got a code connect here. Let's hit code connect. And this one says replace the fuel pressure regulator, but we're going to back that up. Let's go with diagnostic codes. Let's erase all the codes. Are you sure? Yes. Enter everything. Command sent. Codes remaining 0. We're good to go. Shut the key off. Unplug it. And we'll be right back. Alright, now we got a code for a system too rich, which means that when the computer's trying to adjust the air fuel ratio mixture, it can't, which means it's getting a lot of gas and not enough air. The very first thing you want to do is check your air filter. And we go over here. This air filter held on by some plugs, little cat clips. So take off the clips right here. Pick it up. Now, on the top half, it's going to look perfectly clean. See that? Because the dirt comes in from the other half. So let's take this out. And there it is. See all that between there? This engine is definitely, and this is the only way this truck is going to get some air is through this air filter. And it's definitely clogged. And you got to remember, now being that it's got too rich, it can burn out your catalytic converter. So this has definitely got to be replaced. We're going to leave this out of here right now. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys and girls, there you have it. How to replace the left catalytic converter. That's if you get a PO420 on a 2001 Chevy Tracker. Vehicle has 212,000 miles, so you can expect it. 212,000 miles. I just started up. This thing runs great for that many miles on it. All right, any kind of questions, be sure to put them in the comment section below, or you can email me at tim@astroautorepairs.com. Check that air filter. That's right, got the other code go with it. All right, this is Timmy from Astro Auto Repairs. If we can't repair it, nobody can. Take it easy.